In a small village, there lived a young girl named Amara. Amara was only 10 years old when tragedy struck her life. Her parents, who loved her dearly, died in a terrible sickness that swept through their village. Left with no one to care for her, Amara was forced to live with an old woman named Mama Kola, a distant relative who agreed to take her in. But Mama Kola was not kind. Every morning before the sun rose, Mama Kola would wake Amara. She would hand Amara a heavy tray full of bananas and order her to go to the market. Go to the market and sell all of these. If you come back with even one banana left, you will see what will happen to you. Amara had no choice. She would place the heavy tray of bananas on her head and begin the long walk through the dusty village roads under the hot sun. As she walked, she would call out softly to people passing by, "Buy banana, sweet banana." But many days were very difficult for her. Sometimes people refused to buy from her. Sometimes the rain would start falling suddenly, chasing customers away. And sometimes the day would end with many bananas still left in her tray. Whenever Amara returned home with unsold bananas, Mama Kola's anger would rise like fire. "You useless girl!" the old woman would shout angrily. She would beat Amara harshly and sometimes send her to sleep without any food. At night, Amara would lie quietly on a thin mat on the floor so nobody could hear her. Her stomach would ache with hunger and her heart would feel heavy with sadness. But even through the pain and suffering, Amara would whisper to herself in the darkness, "One day, my life will change." One afternoon, after a very long and exhausting day, Amara sat beside the roadside with her tray of bananas. She was tired, hungry, and discouraged. She had only sold a few bananas all day. Tears slowly rolled down her cheeks as she wondered how she would face Mama Kola again. Just then, a kind man traveling through the village noticed the young girl sitting alone. He stopped and walked toward her with concern on his face. "My child," the man asked gently, "why are you crying?" At first, Amara was shy, but soon she began to tell him everything, about losing her parents, about living with Mama Kola, about the beatings, and about the bananas she struggled to sell every day. The man listened quietly, his heart filled with deep pity for the poor girl. Without hesitation, he reached into his pocket and bought all the bananas in her tray. Amara's eyes widened with surprise. She had never sold all her bananas so quickly before. But the man did something even more surprising. The next day, he returned to the village. He spoke with the village leaders and told them about Amara's difficult life. He explained that the young girl deserved a chance for a better future. After discussing with the elders, the kind man made a decision that would change Amara's life forever. He decided to take responsibility for Amara's education. He enrolled her in school and promised to support her so she could learn, grow, and build a better future. For the first time in many years, Amara smiled with real hope in her heart. Years passed. Amara studied hard and never forgot the struggles she faced. One day she returned to the same village, not as the poor banana girl, but as a successful young woman. She built a small shop for poor children to sell fruits safely, and whenever she saw a child suffering like she once did, she helped them. Because Amara knew something very important.